Hi everyone, Dan here, and today's project is a crankshaft position sensor replacement on this Jeep Cherokee XJ. This is something I've been avoiding for a while. I have not wanted to get into it because it's so difficult to get to that component. It's on the driver's side, top of the bell housing, and on my Jeep it's kind of crowded underneath, so I don't have really good access to get to it from underneath the Jeep. I've tried before, it's not at all convenient, and so I'm going to try and do it from inside the engine bay and see if we can get the thing out and replaced. The problem is this Jeep keeps cutting out on me randomly. It'll just die suddenly, or sometimes have difficulty starting and so forth, so it's not very reliable right now. In fact, I've lost confidence in the Jeep, so I want to get it back to where I can feel good about it again and use it on a regular basis. So this is something that has to be done, and hopefully it will be successful. I'm going to try and go through the engine bay, as I said, and my idea is to bend an 11 millimeter box wrench and see if I can fabricate a tool that can actually get in there from the engine bay, and that would be great if it works out. So we'll see. Let me show you what's going on. Since I'm having trouble accessing it from below, the top of the bell housing is kind of crowded in there. I'm not able to get to it. My goal is to try and pull it out to loosen it from the top. So there you can see the sensor, and there are two 11 millimeter bolts, and I'm going to try and bend an 11 millimeter box wrench to see if I can get in there and get access to get those bolts out and get the sensor off. So this is just a standard 11 millimeter box wrench. You can see it's got the bend towards one direction. What I want to do is I want to bend that even more right about here, so that it'll have about a 45 degree. I chose the shortest wrench that I had because there's not a lot of room to work there, and I'm going to basically, I don't have a vise, so I'm going to use the front bumper on the Jeep to actually bend it up using a handle for my floor jack. So let's see how that works. The direction I want to bend it is following the same direction of the current bias, so I'm going to be bending it up. So I'm going to put it in this direction and apply some heat. We'll see what happens. There's the current product. It's about 30 degrees. Okay, that's where we're at right now. That's close to 45 degrees. Okay, this actually works pretty well so far. I was able to drop it back in there and get it over the head of the bolt. But what I need to do now is just create an S-bend so that it can bend back up out a little bit over here, and then it'll give me a little bit more leverage. So let's try and do that. Alright, there we go. I think that should work. I'm going to try that now. Alright, so there you can see this is the bent wrench. And I've actually this is pretty much what I was hoping would happen. I got it in there and was able to get that first bolt loose. So here's a shot of that bolt coming out from the top. So this is definitely working on bolt number 1. Then bolt number 2 on the other side down there is going to be equally as challenging. Basically, I started with the 11mm wrench, and that was a standard wrench. Took a plumbing torch and put some heat on the wrench, and then where the bias is, I extended that curve out to make it about 45 degrees, and then curved it back in to give me a little bit of leverage. So I was able to get the wrench back in there from the engine bay. Was able to loosen both of the mounting bolts. Got the old crankshaft position sensor off successfully, which is a great deal. And here's the new one, which is going on. I'm not going to bore you with the details. Basically, everything goes in reverse. You're going to need 2 hands when you get this thing. It's kind of tight, but I used one hand to hold the box wrench onto the bolt, and then the other hand I was able to crack and get it loose. So, but everything from the engine base. So you can do all of this yourself. $30 plumbing kit to bend that, and then I use a jack handle and my front bumper to bend the wrench. But all in all, this was a successful operation so far. Now just to get this thing back on and give you an update when the Jeep's running. Well, that was a tremendous success. I'm very happy with the result. I took the Jeep for a test drive after changing out the crank position sensor, and ran just fine. Brought it back, let it idle for well over an hour because it would often die when it was idling, and it's just continuing to run. It's great. One thing I'd recommend is one of these, what I call a booger grabber. This is useful for holding that bolt, those 2 bolts when you're putting them in. Kind of hard to get 2 hands back in there to get the bolt positioned, to start it, to get that crank position sensor mounted. So I'd recommend using one of these. This is a great day for me. I'm very happy to have this Jeep running again. Please like this channel, subscribe, and check back in for more adventures. Tonight I'm going to take it out for an overland trip here and sleep in the Jeep. Not tonight, sorry, this coming weekend. Take it out for a night out in some primitive camping area and check it out and see if everything continues to check out. The one remaining thing is this heat soak issue that I'm trying to deal with the fuel rail. And I've got some insulation that my brother John got for me. I'm going to wrap the fuel rail in that. Possibly that'll take care of the issue. But anyway, great day. So thanks for tuning in.